Today we're diving into 6 Isekai Reincarnation anime where the main character comes back as a literal child, but somehow still ends up carrying entire fantasy worlds on their tiny backs, with chaos, drama, and accidental greatness everywhere. Kicking off with number 6, the Faraway Paladin. If you ever wondered what would happen if a lonely kid got raised by 3 undead guardians who somehow feel more emotionally stable than half the parents in anime, the Faraway Paladin has you covered. Our boy William starts life over in a dead city, surrounded by a mummy priestess, a ghost wizard, and a skeleton warrior who treats him like he's preparing him for a marathon he never signed up for. And honestly, it works. The world building here is thick, like take notes or you'll get lost thick, but in a good way. Will grows from clueless baby to spiritual powerhouse faster than some protagonists grow a personality. The story loves hitting you with quiet emotional punches, then dropping heavy lore like it's on sale. What I love is how Will actually thinks before rushing into danger. He doesn't just sprint at monsters yelling about friendship. No. This kid strategizes, reflects, and occasionally overthinks like a student before a math exam. Also, can we talk about the villains? Half of them feel like they genuinely need therapy, and the other half look like they skipped therapy and went straight into evil internships. But trust me, once Will leaves the undead family nest, the journey gets even better. Heart, action, and existential questions? Yup, it's all here. Sliding to number 5, By the Grace of the Gods. If the Faraway Paladin was the responsible older sibling, By the Grace of the Gods is the cozy younger one who just wants peace, quiet, and 1,000 slimes to hug. Ryoma gets reincarnated as a soft-spoken kid blessed by 3 gods who basically say, go touch grass and be happy. And Ryoma takes that advice very seriously. Most of the anime is him building a slime empire, yes, an actual empire, while casually becoming the most wholesome entrepreneur in the isekai world. Meanwhile, adults keep staring at this tiny genius boy like, how is he doing this without child labor laws being violated? There's no edgy betrayal, no demon king screaming in the background, no traumatic "my village burned down" sequence. Instead, Ryoma is out here creating cleaning services, inventing new slime species, and being the anime equivalent of that one quiet classmate who secretly has 6 side hustles and a retirement plan. But don't mistake the softness for boredom. The charm is real. The comedy hits, the vibes are peaceful, and the world feels warm enough to melt even the coldest anime fan heart. Plus, Ryoma's growth actually matters, not just power level-wise, but emotionally. He learns to connect, trust, and rebuild his sense of self-worth. This show is sugar, but like the premium imported kind. Landing on number 4, Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation. Okay, buckle in. This anime is a roller coaster, and I mean the kind where you scream, laugh, question morality, and then wonder why you're still watching but can't look away. Rudius gets reincarnated as a baby, but his old memories? Yeah, those don't disappear. So you get a genius toddler with the battle IQ of a veteran gamer, the emotional maturity of someone who tries, and the personality flaws of, well, Rudius. The magic system? Flames. The world building? Chef. Wait, I can't say that. The world building is just good, and the animation snaps harder than a plot twist in ReZero. Every fight feels like the animators said, what if we gave this 300% effort? But let's be honest, Mushoku Tensei shines most when it focuses on character growth. Rudius starts off questionable, very questionable, but the narrative puts real effort into showing him grow, fail, evolve, and become someone worth rooting for. The supporting cast also eats. Eris is the embodiment of chaotic energy, Roxy is the teacher everyone wishes they had, and Paul, well, Paul is Paul. The stakes get massive out of nowhere. Episodes end on cliffhangers that punch you in the chest, and the emotional beats sneak up like ninjas. But trust me, number 3, it'll mess with your head in the best way possible. Looking at number 3, Ascendance of a Bookworm. If reincarnation came with selectable difficulty levels, mine definitely clicked very hard by accident. She wakes up as a tiny, sickly girl in a medieval world where books are rarer than good decisions in Attack on Titan. And for a girl whose entire personality revolves around reading, that's a nightmare. This anime is criminally underrated because it makes everything feel important, whether she's trying to make paper, invent shampoo, or avoid passing out every 5 minutes. And mine She is stubborn in the most entertaining way. She looks at a world lacking books and says, "Fine, I'll build the entire publishing industry myself." Iconic behavior. The world itself feels insanely lived in, like you actually feel the weight of poverty, customs, and class divides. But the magic? Oh, the magic creeps in slowly until suddenly the plot flips and you're like, hold on, did the cozy anime just become political fantasy? Plus, Mine's expressions are priceless. She roasts society with her reactions alone. And every time an adult underestimates her, she outsmarts them with the confidence of someone who read every encyclopedia known to mankind. It's adorable, it's tense, it's clever, and it hits emotional beats with sniper accuracy. You'll laugh, you'll complain on Mine's behalf, and you'll catch yourself wanting to protect this tiny menace. Dropping into number 2, the Saga of Tanya the Evil. Now this is Reincarnation on hard mode. Our protagonist is a full-grown salaryman who gets into an argument with a literal god, loses, and wakes up as a tiny blonde girl in a war-torn magical Europe. And instead of panicking, Tanya says, "Cool, time to min-max my survival." Tanya is a menace, not even joking. She strategizes like a military machine, fights like she's speedrunning war, and talks like she's one bad day away from suing the universe. Her expression alone could defeat half the enemy army. And because this is a world powered by magic and explosions, the action scenes go crazy. Every time Tanya takes flight, she moves like a magical missile fueled by rage and pettiness. The soundtrack? It slaps. The pacing? Sharp. The comedy? Dark enough to make you question your own sense of humor. What kills me is how everyone around her keeps misinterpreting her ruthless survival tactics as divine genius or patriotic loyalty. No, Tanya is just trying not to die, but somehow ends up becoming the scariest child in anime history. It's chaotic, smart, intense, and surprisingly thought-provoking. But number 1? Oh, number 1 is something else entirely. Finally, number 1. So I'm a spider, so what? Reincarnated as a cute fantasy baby? Sure. Reincarnated as royalty? Nice. Reincarnated as a literal spider in a dungeon filled with hungry monsters? That's the anime equivalent of, congratulations, your difficulty setting is now nightmare. Our protagonist, lovingly known as Kumoko, wakes up as a tiny spider and has to fight for survival from the first minute. Every episode is basically a boss battle with comedy sprinkled in like seasoning. And Kumoko? She handles trauma with jokes, panic, evolving like a Pokemon on fast forward, and talking to herself like she's recording her own podcast. This show jumps between her struggle-filled dungeon arc and the human storyline happening outside. And while the two plots feel wildly different, they eventually connect in ways that make you shout, "No way they just did that!" The animation switches styles mid-monologue, Kumoko's reactions are legendary, and her evolution skills make half the fantasy world look underleveled. Villains, monsters, gods, she clowns all of them eventually. It's chaotic, it's bold, it's unpredictable, and it's one of the funniest takes on reincarnation ever animated. And that wraps up our list of child reincarnation Asian isekai that prove starting life over doesn't mean starting small. Drop your favorite below, hit like if you enjoyed the chaos, and subscribe for more anime deep dives. Your support keeps these videos alive, so stick around. We've got plenty more worlds to explore together.